going to open with a question to Lewis. Well, I've never asked you this question before, so I... Poor Brandon. Oh, yeah, I'm glad that... Thanks for... I left my phone here last night, too, so... All right. Do you save this stuff up top? I mean, I literally just started recording. Well, it's been really good so far. So we got to get it in there.
This is just warm-up. You're just stretching out.
And these tables are set for video, ultimate video exposure?
Yes.
That's why you're so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's not because I don't want to be... Keep her away from me, please. No, it's not like that. That's we do them all like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do see them when they post them on the Instagram. So.
See. All right. Ready? And Mary, we don't do an hour anymore. We only do about a half hour. So that's even less pressure on you, huh?
Jeez, yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Action.
She called it. Action on the set. Episode 435. 435. Mary Mack. No Laugh Track Podcast.
Oh, No Laugh Track Podcast.
Yes.
Guess what? I'd like to open the No Laugh Track Podcast with a question I posed to the owner of Acme Comedy Company.
Yes, this is unprecedented, and we'll see if this actually works.
I've known him for 18 years. I haven't seen him in over 2 years, but the first thing, Louis Lee is here. If that's okay, if I could take over for 1 minute.
Absolutely. You are now hosting this show.
And
it's actually Louis's show, so it's sort of perfect.
Oh, great.
I'm going to bring my microphone over
great.
here. You keep talking.
Well, Louis, I know I've known you for 18 years at least, but I don't know why. How did you pick the name Acme Comedy Company for the club? And I was wondering that on the drive over. I've never asked you that. I have a lot of curiosity about this.
Because when we opened 30 years ago, we don't have computers that list all the stuff, and you basically depend on print.
Yeah.
So when they list club, it's always A, B, C, D.
Yes.
And that's another club started with a C, so we have to come up with something started with an A. So our listing will be on top.
Oh, nice. Is the club that started with a C open still?
No.
What was it called?
Comedy Gallery.
Oh!
Saw that one coming. Hey, I have a question.
Reason.
Was there ever did you ever consider going AA Acme, like double A, in case someone else had an A right after you?
No, once you start, you can not go back. We think AC is good enough.
Here, okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I was wondering. I didn't know what it would be because I think it's because it has to start with an A because of the phone book. Yep. Alphabetical order. And then I was like, what if Louis was just a really big fan of those Wile E. Coyote?
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, the Looney Tunes commercials. And I thought, because everything's Acme with the anvil.
Yeah.
And this used to be a really industrial area here. So then I was like, well, maybe that's why.
Like it was written on
Acme.
like a wall and way in the back or something, some like stone wall. This is built by Acme.
It's so fitting because it's an industrial area, so you kind of think, well, Acme's always just been here. So I never have asked that question before, and now I know. Thank you, Louis.
Look at that. Thank you, Louis. Wow.
See?
And I have to thank you, Mary, for getting Louis to... He has never spoken on this show. In 435 episodes, we've never got him to appear.
Oh, my gosh. Louis,
that is all thanks to you.
Louis, I wouldn't have been late, but I have a little, copywriting day job that I have to do now until I catch up from the pandemic time. So no disrespect. I hope you aren't mad. Okay, he said he's pissed.
Pissed?
He said I'm never going to work here again.
That's past mad.
And it's, man, he slammed the door. Did you get that on tape? He slammed the door.
I hear things breaking in there.
Of all the reasons.
But when you get your week here, you like sign a contract, so you're good. Like he can't get rid of you now. Like you're good through the weekend. Correct?
No, you want to know another story about Lewis?
I'd love one.
My first year I worked here, right, was probably like 2006 or 7. Like these guys, you know how I moved up from hosting? I moved up from hosting in like 2 or 3 hosting times, 2 jobs hosting. And Lewis, I'm gonna do a racist accent, but Lewis said to me after a show, he goes, "You no good at hosting, you feature." And that's how he moved up. In very few jobs can you advance by being really bad at what you do.
This is how I got out of washing dishes at home.
You suck.
Because
yeah,
I
that's
suck
the
at
only
it.
other job.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. That's how it happened. And then what was this story about? What was this story supposed to be about? Because I was saying that story to get to another story.
I don't know.
and
Something about Lewis the first year. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
We got to go back and listen. What was the first question? I'm early onset. I'm early
Ditto.
onset everything.
Mary, I am still. I am forgetting. I almost fell in the shower this morning.
Oh God.
For real.
Better get some handles in there. Get some handles in there.
There are handles, but there's no like non-slip thing in the bottom. I just moved to a new house, and it's my first time I've used this. I've been using the other one. I used the different one. I was this close to not making it today because I mean it was. I slid hard and did not fall because I did catch myself.
Wow.
Pulled part of the curtain off. I'm not kidding.
You pulled the curtain down.
Yes, I got a haircut yesterday and couldn't find a brush to do my hair because I'm living in chaos of a house with just boxes.
And it's probably why you slipped. Your equilibrium is off.
I'm telling you.
With the haircut.
Yeah, that's right.
But
they took a lot off.
They took too much off. Now I'm so angry I can't remember this Lewis story. Oh, the money. Okay, the contract. So the first year I worked here,
yes,
he booked me and I was like, oh my gosh, the first year I was doing headlining. And then I realized like a few weeks later, I'm like, oh, we never talked about money and I'm supposed to talk about money with Lewis. And so I called Lewis back and I go, hey, Lewis, I forgot. Don't we have to talk about money or something? We were talking about contracts.
Yeah.
And I go, how does that work? And then he goes, you say a number and then I say a lower number.
I hope you shot really high then.
I just said, no, okay, I'll just see you there. I think I bowed out of that, but then he gave me a 100% raise the next year. So then I've been at that rate since then. So
nice. That just jogged a memory that I was just thinking about the other day when I had one of my first jobs that I got paid with a paycheck. And it was the first time I ever saw like all these deductions, on the pay stub.
Yeah.
I was, probably 17 or something, and I brought it to my boss, and I'm like, was so naive. I'm like, what is all this? Where's all my money? And he goes, this is your Uncle Sam, this is your Uncle Troy, this is your Uncle Bill, this is your Uncle Phil, and they're gonna take money from you every month.
Yeah.
Learning that the hard way.
Yeah. Oh man.
Congrats on the awesome show last night. I was here.
We're here.
Yeah, we didn't talk. I talked to Tim briefly.
Okay, so I just wanted to get that material out in the air and recorded. So I'm recording 2 CDs this week.
Yeah.
Because I figure the faster I record CDs, the faster I can quit. I've been trying to quit comedy for 20 years, and I've only been doing it for 18. So I was burnt out. I was burnt out before I could start. But I'm that material, I was like, well, we'll see if I can put this together. It's stuff that I don't necessarily need in a set, but I'm like, but it still can be entertaining. So I just got that, and I'll maybe I can listen to that today and see if I got it all in a decent fashion, good enough, basically. And then I'll do a different set tonight. And then
really,
yeah, and then I can mess around. If I get a good one, then I can just mess around this week and do fun things. And I gave my cousin Patty her insulin cooler back last night during the show. She didn't have that thing for months. And
Did
I'm
she
like,
come for the
Patty
show
can't-
or to get the cooler?
That's a great question, Justin. I don't know if Patty came to get her cooler back from Memorial Day. So all summer she didn't have a little cooler. I mean, you got to get it the right size for those needles and shit. Sorry, I don't even know if I can
You
swear.
can.
Okay.
You can.
So yeah, I mean, she's got it now, I guess. I guess her blood's doing great today. but that was maybe I'll take care of some other housekeeping once I get this other CD recorded. I'll do that. Oh, we're shooting video tonight too.
You didn't last night.
Tim tried to shoot video. Oh, you did?
I was gonna say I think I saw
Okay.
an iPhone recording.
Okay. Well, yeah, but Tim's videos. They don't.
What?
I mean, for being in commercials, my husband, for being in commercials for that many years before he did comedy, the videos, he gets so pissed off when he's trying to take a video on a camera, on a phone.
Yeah. Not ideal. I'm sure that's not how he was trained.
No, he was trained to set dress and
Right.
build props and stuff. But I mean, we are one of my side jobs is I'm shooting little videos in my garage right now for a company called Drink Wisconsinably, and
I just saw one of those pint glasses at the Goodwill in Hudson yesterday.
Goodwill in Hudson. Oh my gosh! Well, they have gift boxes with them that in them. So yeah, I'm doing some videos for them.
Do it
and
like, for example, like what do you?
content stuff. Like I got. We're doing some longer ones like for each season, and then I'm doing short little TikTok videos, which I don't really know TikTok, but I'm like, well, as long as it goes on Instagram, I know how to work Instagram.
Yeah.
And but yeah, just like silly stuff.
Is Tim helping you with that?
He is. He doesn't have to, because I'm like, Tim, my budget isn't big enough to hire you. And so I'm like, oh man, I don't.
There's a family discount, right?
I guess I don't know. He makes him look too good. Like I'm like, it's not supposed to look. It's supposed to look like a home video.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm like, if you're making this look like professional stuff, we're gonna get flagged. And I'm gonna have to I already got flagged for my crappy flyers. I can't even access my Facebook page. They call it your fan page or whatever.
Yeah.
I had some stuff on there which I did with a free app, and it's low grade, but it looks like a brand. When I make these little slogans, it comes in a little a square designed thing where fits your words in on
Sure.
the app or whatever you call it. Looks like a label. It does. And so they said, oh, it looks like branding on your page. And it was just like the page I've had forever.
Whose font did you steal? Like Budweiser or something?
No, it's just a little free app called Snapseed on Google.
Weird.
And they flagged me, and they're like, now I have a banner that says you got to apply for a business account. And I was like, wow.
Known social media troublemaker, Mary Mack.
You don't even, it's horrible. Facebook is horrible.
It certainly
and they're
is.
finally, NPR seems to be the only one talking about how what Facebook does. In less than 6 months, they because how the algorithms work, they're alarmist. So anything like, if you're a left-leaning person, you're probably going to get the world is ending tomorrow. And because the way the algorithm funnels these things, anything alarmist will pop up and it's clickbait.
Absolutely.
And then it just keeps funneling these people together who are clicking on the same things. It radicalized in just a few months 2 million people to join one conspiracy group. And that's crazy. And they take no responsibility. It's like, come on, it's insane.
Social media knows that
crazy.
I do house painting.
Oh yeah.
And this just happened yesterday. I got a story that popped up on my timeline. I bet it wasn't on yours. Absolute clickbait about the color that they use to make blue paint is running out. And every painter better run and load up on their blue paint.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's alarmist because
Alarmist.
it's like the end of blue paint
Come on.
as we know it. But
However, then
yeah.
you do like what I did and what everybody gets caught up in, and you do click on the story because the headline gets your attention.
See?
And then you see that the place that they're running out of the blue hue or whatever, is in Europe somewhere. And it's
Yeah.
one guy's company saying that he's having a hard time finding it.
Yeah, but
So-
you're probably going to do an insurrection on Sherwin-Williams now. You're probably going to there's probably going to be a group, that goes over there and you're going to, that'll be in the news.
We're coordinating outside Hirschfield's and Sherwood-Williams.
I hope you got your animal skins ready. That's the standard costume. Do you need to borrow some? I got some for the pole barn. I got some in the pole barn.
You know what? I have one of those Viking Helga hats,
There you go. That's what you do.
so I could wear that.
Yeah, purple is close to. It's close to blue, I think. Look at me. I don't know how to hold a microphone anymore. I'm like lefty.
What are you, a
writing.
watch model?
Yeah, I guess so.
Make sure you get it on screen.
And I got a wild logo on the back of my shirt. I hope you're not picking that up. We
Uh-oh.
could be in big trouble. That was a good game. Good game the other night.
Yes, it was. They're starting out strong.
I could do one of those Superman punches just as like Foligno. I want to do it so bad.
Yeah, so if people didn't see it, the Wild had their home opener this week, and Marcus Foligno, the guy who's on the team's probably going to get into a fight if there's a fight. He got into a fight in the first period and did a lunge. He jumped up in his skates to throw a punch. I've never seen that ever happen.
Oh yeah, he's got a real style of jumping. It's like a jump shot in basketball. You jump up, then shoot it. He jumps up and then he punches, and it's like. It's so graceful, but and rough at the same time. It's like, wow, he's really street fighting in those skates.
There had to be somebody that was like
that.
There's a rule against jumping. You can't jump and punch. There's no way you can jump and punch.
Well, it's like the joy on the little children's faces in the audience when that fight broke out.
Mary, honestly, like I have that job over there selling beers, and I can tell you that as strongly as the NHL is. Tried to get rid of fighting over the years.
Yeah.
The fact is,
it's fun.
Fans, it's the one thing that gets nearly everybody to stand up. People in the hall, in the concourse, if they hear it about to start, they rush to watch in person. I mean, it is exciting.
Well,
we don't want people getting severely injured or anything, but...
And they weren't calling a lot of stuff on the jet, so sometimes you got to set your own boundaries and your own rules.
That's
and
right.
be like, you can't pick on these. Our guys are little. They're little speedy bees, and we got two tall guys. Greenway doesn't fight, but at least Foligno fights. We're screwed without Foligno.
So sometimes I have text conversations with Tim during Wild games. Is it really you? On his phone?
No, but I just worked the club up in Winnipeg. So I tried to talk crap with the GM at the club at Rumors up there.
Yeah.
During the game. And it was like, he's Canadian, so he was nice enough when I was like, I think I can't watch this game anymore because they were behind 2 points.
Oh, okay.
And I get so nervous. So
I was expecting, normally when Winnipeg is in town playing the Wild, they bring a huge amount of fans. They, what people say, they travel well. Well, then after the game, somebody said, they can't get over the border.
They can drive now because, first of all, he texted me to turn the game back on because he's like, you might want to turn the game back on. Like, that was very good sportsmanship, right?
Great sportsmanship.
So when I worked in Canada a couple weeks ago, I needed to get into Canada, you need to take one I think it's called PCR. I can't remember what the name of the longer COVID test is.
Yeah.
Not the antigen test, the other one. Take one of those to get over, have your vaccine card, have your passport, come in. It took me an hour and a half and nobody was in line in front of me. And they give you another test on the border to drive into Canada. So it took me an hour and a half even without a line. And
Yikes.
then to come back to the US, you know what they have to do and what we have to do? Nothing. There's nothing. It's not even on our website. We're so unorganized here. I went on CDC and they didn't say, no, to fly here, I guess you need a test, but to drive, you need nothing. So I was like, maybe they'll change it. Things change all the time. But you know how many days I finally had to just call the Winnipeg airport, then they transferred me to the border, gave me the number to the border customs.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we don't. And I go, well, could I take a COVID test if I wanted? Because I needed to take one for a little medical procedure I was getting done.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't have any of that. And I'm like, do you think the Canadian side will let me go over there and take another COVID test? Because I wasn't going to get it done in time for my stuff. So
I'm just
but
picturing you
nothing.
coming across the border from Canada back to the United States, and they're just like, empty your pockets.
yeah.
Okay, we're good. Come on in.
No, I talked to the guy at the window. He's like, why were you in there? And I was like, well, I was working at the comedy club. And then we had a conversation about how I wanted to quit comedy.
How much, when COVID hit, how much time did you take off? Like when, in 2020, spring 2020, when everything shut down.
Well, I got 3 weeks of $200. Thank you, Minnesota. 30% of the world is gig economy. Nobody's talking about changing this. I mean, they were originally, but now Klobuchar's gone. Nobody's talking about that. She's got to take care of herself, with the breast cancer. But it's like, I didn't really take off time. I did manual labor for myself, so I guess that is taking off time.
Yeah.
But I tried to do a show. February 24th, 23rd was my last show in 2020.
Yeah.
And then I did an outdoor show. The numbers were real low in the fall of 2020, September.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I did one club and one outdoor show. And then got kind of scary again, and I did one show in April last year, right after I got vaccinated. And then we were getting all these bookings, and then California had a mask mandate, and then all the bookings stopped. So it's like I have these little clumps of shows here and there.
Clumps.
Yeah, but then I've been touring for 2 months.
I was going to say, you look like you've been very busy recently.
Yeah, almost 2 months, where I'm like, how did I used to do this? Like COVID, I was, I had those sporadic show here and there, and I did enjoy the Zoom shows. I didn't mind them online.
Yeah.
But I was in bed at 9 p.m. I slept well, despite like fear in the air.
Sure.
But that's like how unhealthy comedy is for like, even when in the state things are supposed to be normal, it's like you're not eating great, you're not sleeping great, but
But we're here this week.
we're here, and it was such a nice little crowd last night.
There were some great laughers. up
Oh
in front here. Some
yeah,
fantastic
they were
laughers up in front.
great. They were great. And then tonight, I think there's more people tonight. And Thursday is my favorite night to do comedy, so
Oh.
I'm stoked. I like the weekdays the best. One time a while back, I asked Lewis if I could just do weekdays, and I forgot about that. So now next time, if I don't get fired for the third time today, I'm gonna ask him if I can do weekdays.
Well, we should talk about that you are going to be back here the first week of November.
Yeah, Acme 30th.
Acme 30th is coming up the first week of November, and you are
Yeah.
going to be part of it.
I am. I can't believe it's been 10 years since was it the 20th or the 25th when we had that, last time we had that shindig? Was it probably the 20th?
Must have been
20,
was
was it
it
25th? Yeah.
time's flying.
Wow. Well, that was a blast.
It's funny that so you just said how Thursday is your favorite night of comedy, and you're coming back for the 30th anniversary week where there's going to be we're going to go through this all the great artists coming. But you
Yeah.
are scheduled
Saturday late
Saturday
night.
late show.
Saturday late show. Oh, when I'm normally in bed, sleeping soundly to Antiques Roadshow playing in my earbuds, and I gotta pull it together. But I wish I could be there the whole week to watch. But I'm gonna be in Des Moines and Omaha,
Okay.
and just reminding people that I used to work their club. Because I'm like, gosh, it's been so long since I've worked in Des Moines.
So, yeah, and I looked back the last time you did this podcast, by the way, Episode 251, May 27, 2017. Do you remember who was here with you?
I haven't been here since for 3.5 years.
On the podcast, yeah.
Wow.
Have you been to Acme? I guess
No, I
know,
don't
but,
think so.
uh,
I got
do you-
really sick after that week.
That's right. Do you
and
remember who
then
was here
I
with you
didn't-
on the podcast?
Tim came, didn't he?
No.
No.
Claudia.
Oh, Claudia!
Yes.
Oh, yay!
Yes.
I love her, Claudia Kogan. She's so
Yes.
funny.
Episode 251. I encourage people to go back and listen to that one if they haven't. She tells a story about, well, do you remember?
No.
Her mom would steal Stanley Tucci's mail, the actor Stanley Tucci. They lived in the same building in Manhattan.
That's so
Do you remember
funny.
this?
I got her. I have to text her.
And she's like, should I be saying this? But, it's like 20-some years ago. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Maybe he used to live in the building and she was something, but it had to do
Yeah.
with Stanley Tucci's mail. But I think we should take a moment here and go and talk a little bit more about the 30th anniversary show and some of these
Yeah.
names. So it starts off on a Wednesday night, November 3rd, 8 o'clock is the first show. And this is what this showcase has Bent Washburn.
Yeah.
That's flying in from I don't know where he lives now, Germany, Europe.
He's
Yeah.
back in Germany.
He's flying from Germany to go to this.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal. Tommy Ryman, Mo Yakub, Andy Erickson, Trevor Anderson, Shannon Paul, Nate Abshire, Brandy Brown, Chuck Bartell,
Oh,
all in
my.
one night.
Wow, that's so great.
Mhm.
That's just, I'm gonna miss it. Gosh, you guys aren't live streaming any of these shows, are ya?
No, buy your tickets Thursday
Get your
night.
tickets fast.
Thursday night, November 4, 8 o'clock. Kostaki, Economopolis,
Yeah.
Pete Lee,
Oh,
Kjell
gosh.
Bjorgen,
Yeah. What
and-
a blast from the past.
and the handsomest man in comedy,
Tim Harston.
Tim Harmston.
Yeah.
Mr. Mary Mack, Tim Harmston.
Yeah, Mr. Mary Mack. Do you know my mom had to pay Tim back for something, and we've been married 9 years now, and we met many years before that. So just this past summer, not even a full year ago, my mom was writing Tim a check to pay him back. She goes, Tim, what's your last name? Seriously, she had no idea. I'm like, that's how I want to live my life.
What? Wow.
I know. Well, she's also like
He answers to Tim. He just needs to be Tim,
Yeah, that's
right?
that's just
Unless she calls him like, hey, you this whole time.
no, Tim.
That's good.
Tim. Will you put my storm windows back? Tim, does that mower work over leaves? It's very passive aggressive the way
like,
she asks him.
give it a shot.
Yeah, does that maybe we should see if this mower can mulch up these leaves. Oh, you mean and cut the 2-foot tall grass underneath it?
Boy, a man should be pushing this thing, huh?
Yeah, too bad. Too bad I don't know any other men. And that's yeah. Oh,
All right,
man.
let's finish this up here. Friday lineup, the 30th anniversary, November 5, 7 o'clock. Tim Slagle,
Yeah.
Derek Hughes,
Oh my god.
yes, Greg Coleman,
Oh yeah, Greg's a favorite.
who made his return to Bring Me the News or whatever yesterday. Greg Coleman, and then David Huntsberger,
Oh my
who has a new special
gosh.
out now. People should check out, by the way.
Wow, what's the name of his special?
I don't have it in front of me.
Oh,
I don't have it in front of me, but
Well,
he worked on it a long time.
my
Google
gosh.
David Huntsberger special. You'll find it. Watch
he's
it. You'll
so
like
great.
it.
It's
He's
like seeing a
fantastic.
professor do comedy. So good.
So we got the Friday Late Show. We got
Mhm.
a guy named Chad Daniels.
Trouble.
Yep. Ryan Stout, who I have not.
Oh,
he
he's-
has not been here in a
He's
while. I
so
miss him.
Great.
Yes.
He's so great. Okay.
Ryan Stout, John DeBoer, so
Yeah.
funny.
Oh yeah, good. That was one of my first times I featured. Probably was for John DeBoer. Yeah,
Oh,
he's good.
yeah,
he's
he's so
solid
great.
every time.
And then there's one more that night. Another person flying from the other side of the planet, Dave Fulton
From England.
from England. He's flying to come to do this 30th
That's so
anniversary.
awesome.
So less
That's
people think it's
so
not a big deal.
cool.
All
Yeah.
right, then we got Saturday, 7 p.m. Brian Miller.
Good writer, great writer. It's so funny.
Yep.
Just-
Jackie Cation.
Okay. Favorite feels like a sister.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Erica Rhodes.
Oh, I never saw her, and I heard she's from Minnesota.
No.
Or no, she's
But
not.
she
She's
has
not.
some strong family ties in Minnesota.
Oh, she's got
Yes.
relatives in Minnesota.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Well, here I was thinking.
One named Garrison Keeler.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'll have to like touch her shoulder and be like, I need some of this Keeler magic. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. So that's like, how are they related?
There's a marriage, an aunt or uncle or something. I
Oh,
don't want to
that's
speak out of
great.
turn,
Yeah,
there, but I
we
think it's
don't
something like
know.
that. And then J. Elvis Weinstein to wrap it up on that night.
Nice.
And then we've got the one that featured, it's 9:30 p.m., November 6th. We've got Mike Early.
Early on the Late Show.
Come on. David Crow, who apparently is also flying here
from
from...
Seattle.
No.
Or where's he living now?
Apparently he lives in Europe now as well.
Everybody moved to Europe.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
The home of comedy is now Austin and Europe, apparently. And then there's two more
Wow.
people on that lineup. Jake Johansson.
Okay, yeah, awesome. I've met him the one time at the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I think he let me do a guest set many years ago in Georgia, and I I think he wasn't even at the show yet.
Ah!
So it was like a cavalcade of comics,
Oh,
and then
sure.
and then like, oh, Jake will be getting here.
He's so great.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him again.
And then, as we've mentioned, this is the final. We'll mention her last.
Me,
Mary Mack.
me.
9:30.
Yeah,
Yes.
sleepwalking comedy. Oh man.
You be sure and take a good nap that Saturday afternoon, okay?
Yeah. Do you know I've never napped, and I've taken one nap in my life, and I've never napped. That's why it's so hard for me to do comedy. That's why I've been trying to quit. Yeah, I never napped. I can't do it. My body says no, you can't.
We are complete opposites. We are
Yeah.
solar opposites.
Yeah, we are.
Mary, I have a
So-
question for you.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you bought at a thrift store?
Well, pajama pants and a water bottle.
And a water bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pajama pants and a water bottle. I know. The last thrift store I went to was the St. Vinny's in downtown Fargo.
Oh.
Yeah, very reasonable prices there. All the thrift stores around them went up in price.
Dirty.
Yeah.
You know why they did? Because people donated so much stuff during COVID, probably. The quality's gotten better.
Well.
I dropped off a filing cabinet at a thrift store earlier this week.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Well, are you thinking about donating that here?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, is it missing any paint? Does it have any rust?" I'm like, "Now we're judging?"
Wow.
Like, I don't bring broken stuff. I'm not that guy. But
Wow.
anyway, do
Does it
you
have
want to
any
see what I found at a
rust?
thrift store?
Please don't let it be one of my CDs. Please.
I'm joking. I bought this online.
Oh, I was like, oh, okay. So that's You want to explain what that is?
This is the character that Mary Mack voices on Solar Opposites. It's a pop doll.
I was like, do you know how much money you could probably get for that on eBay? Because
I bought
they
it on
were
eBay.
short of them.
I bought it off eBay.
Oh my gosh. What did it run you on eBay?
I don't know.
Maybe you don't want to say.
Oh, 12.
Same. Oh,
maybe
really?
10, 12,
Oh my
15.
gosh, my character is a lower price than in the store, I think. Oh,
I mean,
I
30?
depreciated it.
40, 50? I don't remember.
Oh
It
gosh.
didn't matter. It didn't matter. It's not one of those things where I'm like, how much is it? I got to decide if it's worth it. No matter what, it was worth it.
Oh wow. Well, a guy came to this outdoor show I was doing, and he gave me some money to sign a bunch of them, probably thinking he could make money. That's his plan, to sell them on eBay, and I'm thinking the whole time I'm signing these things, like, I'm ruining this guy's profit. Like, it's going to be worth less after I sign it.
Well, I can tell you
Like-
that I'm going to ask you to sign this, but I'm not going to try and sell it. And it will go up in value to me. So
Well, thank you. I really needed that, Justin.
stop.
Yeah.
Solar Opposites. I mean, you do a voice. I don't know if you get to contribute to any of the writing, but
Yeah, a lot of my stuff I write in studio, couple things I can say, have become memes, and then they credit the show creators, but I wrote it. So, yeah, I know. And we had talked, I talked with Justin Roiland because he's like, you should be in the writer's room, and then the writers don't want the actors in there.
Sure.
So, that's fair, but I want anybody else listening to this to know I would like to have a show. I can show you scripts. I do it for my day job, writing scripts and punching up crap, even though I don't take the time to punch up my own stories. I can really punch up somebody else's. No, I try to. But I like that job because sometimes I feel like, well, my character could be a little bit more funnier, and then they let me do it. So I give them a few of what they have on the script, and then I say, okay, now I'll just do a bunch of alts.
Sure.
And but the one thing I'm always like, okay, I'll give you guys some range of emotion. You probably don't want all yelling, and nope, they often mostly take the yelling
Is that right?
ones, because I'm like, what if you want her to have, or as often I'm like, you probably need a clean take of this one just in case.
No.
I give them a clean take and a not yelling take, but that's never the one. And that show started out as a clean show because we table read for Fox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
And
it moved a long way.
You would be surprised. After Disney bought Fox and Hulu, it was a matter of like hours. People would guess like weeks, and then they rewrote it was like as soon as the writers found out we were going to be on Hulu and you could do whatever you wanted, it became dirty. It became raunchy and violent immediately. Like, it was like hours. They had a heyday with like, we can swear now. And then it went from clean family type show to just like, do not let your children watch this show. Don't let your grandma see it. Don't like, and the speed at which it flipped.
That is fascinating.
Remarkable.
How have you? So I know that 2 seasons are available to watch right now, correct? And then have you already recorded
There's
the third?
There's a Christmas special coming this year.
Really?
At the end of 2021, we have a holiday special, but I think it is mostly about they make fun of Christmas, I believe.
Okay.
So, but I remembered that because in my hotel room at another club, they're like, hey, you gotta record some tracks and we're gonna like put together like a Christmas carol for advertising for the show.
Yeah.
So you gotta do it because it's part of your contract to help advertise. So,
Sure.
So, and that's fun. I'll be interested to see how they put it together. It's like hard to record to a temp track. You're just singing something and you send them off a horrible file.
Yeah, doing it on your own must be
MP3.
bizarre.
I'm just like, oh, okay, sorry.
Do you think you'll ever go to, or maybe have you in the past gone to now you're part of the nerd culture. Like, are you going to be going to Comic Cons and stuff like that? People that do voices go to that stuff all the time and do panels and do pictures and sign stuff.
In July 2019, we did San Diego Comic-Con.
You did?
Like the giant Comic-Con, but the show wasn't out yet.
That's right. Now I'm remembering this.
So,
okay.
but I had people come through the line and ask me for autographs I used to do a show called Goal and the Insatiable.
Yes.
Before they put celebrities.
Season 1.
So, some people had me sign stuff from that, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Because they're just so up on pop culture, especially cartoons, and it's crazy. I really wish they would have more. It would be more like the state fair, because it's it feels like state fair amounts of people all through that part of San Diego, and then you're like, but where's the corn dogs? Where's the deep fried Oreos? I expect there to be there's not that you can't. I guess the restaurants bargained for that, but
interesting.
But yeah, everybody looks weird walking around in costumes.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, we should be able to get cotton candy, right? And there's nothing.
Right.
It's just you got to go to a restaurant.
And there's somebody dressed as Yosemite Sam or
Yeah,
you're
it feels
cosplaying a Japanese anime or
feels
whatever.
like it should be more state fairish.
Okay. What does it feel
But-
like to have a toy based on a character that you do?
I don't know.
Were you excited when you heard these were coming out, or what was your thought?
Yeah. What are those things called? The Funko Pop?
Yeah, Funko Pop.
Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a couple of Mystery Science Theater ones at home as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know. I just look when I've watched them and I forget that it's me doing it because I get really into the story of it.
Yeah.
So I don't even realize I'm so separated from. I'm just watching it as a show, forgetting that it's even me in there.
No kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know. But
Hey,
I
so
don't
along those
know.
lines, when
weird.
you finally get to watch it, are you like going, so they did do that line and not the other? Like, are you remembering the whole process of recording that certain episode and like, I remember this day. Oh, they were gonna use
Sometimes.
that and then they didn't. We switched that.
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I do remember. Like I'll remember a line that I might be like, I don't know, it just didn't feel right there. Or Mike McMahon, the guy, one of the creators, he's like, right now, when I've been doing it remote, I've been doing it down at Buzzcut's studio here, and he's very safe in there about everything, so I don't ever feel like I'll catch a virus or anything. But the editor and director, editors turned director, so that's great. Like I get along with Nick really, really well, and we have a fun time. We have similar humor, so we're always rewriting lines in there.
Awesome.
And but then the really good director is Mike McMahon, and I always want him to direct me because I know it'll be like 10 times better than I do
Oh.
on my own. And then I'm like, Mike, are you coming in? Are you gonna do it? And then he's also got another cartoon that is got bought again called Lower Decks, the Star Trek.
Oh, the Star Trek one on
Yeah.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, and that's like really well done, and so he's also busy doing that.
Oh, crazy.
I know, so he doesn't really have time to cater to my needs, but he's great. His skills are really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, I need to also give you a message from Ashley, my wife.
Yeah, hi Ashley.
And that, she won't hear this. She never listened to this, so I'll just have to relay that. But she wanted to say thank you for recommending her deodorant.
Oh, yeah. I know. During the pandemic, I got just as many emails off my website or on Facebook or whatever. I did a deodorant commercial just before COVID broke out. And
Stinky feet and all.
yeah, for Stinky Feet. I've gotten so many emails asking me, does this really work?
Can I really put this on
Can
my
I-
private
yeah,
parts?
Yeah. Like I'm like the owner of the company or something, and I'm like, but it does work. So I'm like, yeah, it's great stuff.
She likes it.
I'm using it now, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So like I'm now like somehow become a professional in body odor, like during the weird things that have happened over this time. It's like, oh, I guess I know about that now. So
Can you recommend anything for my scent? I just love it.
I'm using. I don't know if I can say the name of the. I do the Looney.
Sure, go ahead.
They have
Yeah.
different spokeswomen,
Yeah.
and they're really funny ads. I think my ads not as funny as everybody else's, but I think I'm different enough from the other actresses that I know those actresses too.
Oh, cool.
So that people think it's funny for a different reason, because
Sure.
I'm really like, it seems like I'm a little more understated in it. So but yeah, that's been. Looney is the name of the deodorant, and I use the silver spruce. In fact, I'm still using one of the 3 free bottles they gave me during that shoot in February 2020. And
That doesn't sound like a lifetime supply.
no, but it's lasted me so long. I guess maybe I just didn't use a lot of deodorant during.
Yeah.
That's what I've been calling the pandemic anyway. The year it was okay to wear natural deodorant.
That's true. Yeah.
I make my own paste, Justin. No, but I've worn this deodorant like so.
Oh!
Oh wow! I guess
That's the alarm that
that's
says we're
it.
supposed to be
That's
done, I
it.
think.
No, I actually don't know how to shut it off.
Oh, no.
I know. It's like there. Okay.
There you go.
Any button.
Well, we are going to wrap things up now. I want to say congrats on being part of that awesome TV show.
Thanks.
It took me a while. Like it was there.
Solar
I didn't get to it.
Opposites on Hulu.
Yes, I did get to it, and I love it. It's really funny.
By the creators of Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, yes.
Yeah.
So congrats on that. Congrats on your week
Thank
here
you.
recording. I hope those 2 CDs work out well. And then the one thing we haven't mentioned is your thing you do with Amber Preston on
thank
Instagram.
You, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we just do a little like a check-in, weekly check-in.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Amber and Mary Get Dressed.
Get dressed!
Well, what's your Instagram handle?
At St. Paul Rock City.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I knew that.
Yep.
Okay, so we just are goofy and like during the whole pandemic, we needed a reason to get dressed and actually make an appointment during the week because you're just floating. You're like, what day is it? What? I mean, the people who didn't work really didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, and I was doing some freelance stuff then because I needed money, but it wasn't day based. It wasn't daytime or date based, you know. So it was like a weekly check-in, and we actually did dress up with our thrift store clothes and once in a while we'll still dress up, but we're so busy now with Amber's been doing commercials. She's busy actress.
Awesome.
And I've been touring again, so now it's like we just meet up we've been doing it on Sundays.
Right.
And just check in with people, and we've made a lot of friends on the internet like that. It's been very nice.
Yep. So just be around. If most people are on their phone Sunday night. That Instagram,
Mary Mack Comedy.
It'll pop up. Mary Mack, Amber Preston. Follow them, and you'll get a notification about them going live.
Thank you, Preston Party and Mary Mack Comedy on Instagram.
Perfect.
So this has been great. It's so good to see you again.
Yes, let's do this quicker than 3.5 years. Yeah. Thanks, Mary.
Thanks. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. It's over.